we go. Like, how is this Inko's theme? It sounds so dopey, right? And he's not a dopey guy in the better endings. If it was like a title theme or something a bit more generically suave. Oh well. About we all say cheese, 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 cheese. Well, that's all the cheese I gotta give. How about we just get to the video today? Let's not get too caught up on things. Rainfall Confessional, Chapter 9. There it is. There it is, future me, so you can just look it up and be sure that... I mean, like, I record whole chapters, so it's like you can just see it by the date of the recording, Safi. I don't know what you're being weird about. But, Rainfall Confessional to me implies we're gonna do the rain scene, which, again, how do I explain this right? How do I explain this without sounding a little snooty, a little snooty about it? In the original game, like, what was it again? You get the Mia chapter, where Mia where we, after this adorable scene and such a good week, we get Mia is basically a giant, and then we get, nah, I'm crying. It is such tonal. Listen, I will never shut up about the conspiracy about the demo. I will never shut up. You can't stop me. Developers could walk into the room. I don't care. Fingers in my ears, as they say. Fingers in my ears. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So nothing in there anyway. That's why I gotta plug them, otherwise the echo gets stuck. So, it's been a while since I've, Catharsis! I always thought that word was bullshit, but after my little breakdown in front of, Stefan, I've been thinking, I don't know, free? Where it was a dreadful muddled fog before. The month was just suddenly swung by in the blink of an eye. Oh man, it's like, we need to go forward. We need to get to the resolution of the contest. We can't sit still, but we also have nothing to do in between. Nothing. The whole Ben thing, no. We're skipping that. We're there. We're there now. It's getting colder. Rainy shitty. But hey, my apartment's furnished now. And I got a good laptop and a TV I can watch some shit on. But it's still very clearly an apartment that an 18-year-old guy lives in alone by himself. But it's it's mine. I still have a feeling, I still feel lingering anxiousness about the conversation I've yet to have with Olivia. It's been been like my second... Oh wait, the pit's been like my second... Jesus! Do you know what paragraphs are for, buddy? This is where you might put a paragraph break, buddy. Like, I get it, right? You are entirely at the whims of quotes. Quotes are when you do new lines, but this is such a great spot to paragraph cut, because you're going there now. This is a whole separate topic, and that's what paragraphs are for. They're separate topics. They're separate thoughts. If you remember your old English days, the idea of it's called a core sentence, and it's like the thing the paragraph is about. The bed's been like my second home. It's become a real routine for me. Every couple of days, I'll go in, and even if I don't follow, just hang with the crew there. They have a little gym, which I've been using to work out in. Beats buying an actual gym membership, And Stefan is a good guy. A really good guy. Talking more and more. Tells me about his daughter. Apparently, she's like top athlete in her school. Yeah, pretty cool. We all know where she gets it from, though. Olivia, she's, getting, withdrawn again. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she's sensing my anxiousness and is leeching into her. That implies that you've been smooching. Maybe it's just seasonal change, seasonal depression. I have no goddamn clue. I've been doing my best to be supportive, but honestly, I'm still... Hold on, this song is way too... Safi, the music is too optimistic. No, okay. I'm not thinking. Let's put on Skin Row Soul since we're being a contemplative little baby boy. Also, I want to listen to Skin Row Soul. It's just one of the fun songs. Jazz. I have no damn clue. I'm doing my best to be supportive, but honestly, I'm still clueless as fuck when it comes to this shit. I think she really did do it, and she suspects that I'm aware of it. She's worried that I'm gonna snap at her, probably. I have to speak to her soon, otherwise it's gonna fuck shit up, and I won't let that happen. Scala has been going around inquiring as to the yet anonymous artist, but obviously no one has come forth to accept it. Even a glory hog at this school would never dare to claim something fraudulently as theirs. Artists take that shit serious. I'm not the only one that's noticed Olivia's testy mood either. Even Damien's getting cautious, mostly because unlike before, he genuinely has no idea what the fuck is wrong with her. Neat. That's interesting though, because Damien always felt like he kind of just sucked it up. He's got that social intelligence, and he just kind of puts up with it. Him backing down should mean something, and I hope it is. I don't know if he was in the original though. In preparation for the cold this season, I bought a badass brown leather bomber jacket with a fur. That's a bit much, man. You're still in like the Mediterranean climate. It's not that cold in winter. And I looked it up. California has a Mediterranean climate near the coast where this supposedly takes place. At least that's what I've been consistently told, that this is West Coast. Makes sense. It got that Californian charm to it. Of like, Jesus, nobody wants to live here. I've never been a fashion guy, but really even I can admit that this jacket is dope as fuck. On my way to the metro this morning, I sneer up at the sky in annoyance. This shit's gonna be pissing, and my dumbass doesn't have an umbrella. Oh, I was planning to fly like good old Icarus, so I'm giving the sun a little what for ahead of time, you know. I could probably take a detour into some store and grab one, but that'd make me late, and I can't deal with that garbage today. I'll just have to get wet. Because of how shit the weather is, Charlie has us play dodgeball again. He's got that... Now that you mention it, I guess it would be... Considering the people that write this stuff, yes, it's probably the fucking Leon jacket. Although Leon doesn't wear a bomber. Bomber jackets are very specific. Did you know that they were worn by people who went up in the sky so high that they got really cold, and so they need a nice thick jacket? It's very cold up there, I've been told, especially when you move very quickly in, say, a plane. It's very strange. Maybe the altitude has something to do with it. Listen, I don't know a lot about stuff. I always went like, listen, how can it be so cold up on the top of Mount Everest? There's so much stone underneath you. Shouldn't all the gravity make it warmer? And it's just very confusing to me, you know? You're closer to the sun. It should be warmer, waggles my finger. I could probably make a detour to the store and grab one, but that may be late and I can't deal with that garbage today. I'll just have to get wet. Because of how shit the weather is, Solid just play dodgeball again. Ends up devolving into a war between me and myself. I finally managed to clock that bitch on the nose with a ball today. I'll call that sweet revenge. Art is thankfully one of the periods where Olivia seems to be a little bit more normal. The Articon's presence is one is to lift us out of our funks. Today is the day they're announcing the semi-finalists for the contest, which is such a big deal they apparently cut the school day in half. It's right after art design, AP art design. So the Articon seems content to give us the period to do whatever we want while it takes a little nap. A sleepy guy. Oh, because he has cancer. That's why he's so sleepy. Also because when you get cancer, you just stop giving a shit. It's like, man, I'm going to be dead in a year. Fuck you. I got shit to worry about. Right now. It is a superpower you didn't know you have. Until every day starts to matter a little too much. I have a Leon jacket too. It's pretty comfy. Well, I imagine. Why else would Leon have one? He's not going to walk around in an uncomfortable jacket. He's a Secret Service agent. He has money. A lump sits in my throat as Olivia and I idly chat. I have to ask. I have to ask. Wait for a pause in our conversation. An opening. I find it. I put my voice at a low register. I don't want anyone else to hear this. Hey, Olivia. She glances over, brow upturned. Oh shit! No penis? I must have said it weird. I try to swallow the lump in my throat, but it doesn't go anywhere. Hey, can we talk? At lunch, I mean, after the assembly? In private? She She seems confused by the question until I stutter out the last part of it, at which point she stiffens, her eyes widening ever so slightly. Her gaze snaps down to her desk as she begins to gently wring her hands. No hint of red on her face, though. This is just anxiousness. She nods without a word. I hesitate for a brief moment to reach out and put my hand on her shoulder. I get a look of shock. I just nod back. No smiles or nothing. I just nod. It'll be okay, I promise. Her eyes scan mine for some sort of meaning, a hint on anything, but take my hand off and we just sit in silence for the rest of class. Soon enough, the bell rings. Again, break your paragraphs, buddy. This is the time. Their paragraphs are not that big most of the time. They're bigger than a line, but you know. Soon enough, the bell rings, and our class is ushered by... Oh, I thought like the class is in the period, not the class is in the body of students. And our class is ushered by Yarikan into the auditorium. We end up both in front row, as it's where the designated handicap spot happened to be for Olivia's chair. She's fretful the entire time, and to be frank, so am I. Scalar yammers on about unimportant school bullshit for what seems like a dog's age until it's time to announce the semi-finalists. A dog's age? Of course, she makes one final plea for the mystery artist to come forward. As the question rings out, I look at Olivia. She's staring at me, caught like a deer in the headlights as we lock eyes. At that moment, I knew it for sure. She did it, and I need to know why. The assembly promptly comes to a close and Scalar dismisses us to our early lunch. We sit there for a good long while waiting for the rush to die down. Olivia looks at me in desperation. She doesn't want to do this. She knows what's coming now. I look back down at her. I don't frown, I don't smile, I don't penis my brows for this one. As we walk through the halls, I glance out the window. It's raining. I plan to take her to one of the tables outside, but not in that weather. Instead, I guide us to the library. Why Usher? Take us there. Like, I get that the point is that he's a rich boy, so he knows some fancy words, but come on, man! You're pretending to be so fucking street for a guy who uses words like Usher. As I expect not a soul in here. Like, I would love it if that's more of a character point, but it really doesn't feel like it. He's just a fucking asshole. As I expect not a soul in here right now. Not even the librarian. Olivia seems to have drawn in completely on herself, quivering and shaking. We sit at the farthest table in the corner, completely isolated from everything else. It's, quiet. Hold up, we need some tense music. And luckily, there is a tense theme. Foreboding tense? Or just... Yeah, we'll just have to go with this, I guess. Again, use some more paragraphs, man. It's good for, you know, structure and brain structure. You might think it's all just words, but it's not. It's quiet. Olivia refuses to look anywhere near me. I can only stare at her for what feels like an eternity before I let out a rattling sigh, which finally draws her attention to me. Why'd you do it, Olivia? Hold up, I want to know what this is. What song is this? Violet Emperor. Hold up, I want to know what the song is like, so that I have a vibe check. Okay, that is some fucking great ambiance. Good choice of music there, person who makes this. That is an actually very nice soundtrack for this. It's got a similar vibe to this, but a bit less, you know... It's got a different timbre, a bit more existentially terrifying. Why'd you do it, Olivia? The words hit her like a gunshot, and she looks back down at the table. Her bottom lip quivers for a moment. Don't you mean her bottom snout? Sorry, like flashbacks to nothing to something. And then she just starts crying. Well, you did it too, buddy. Don't even pretend. Everyone is crying around here. She completely sinks into herself, resting her arms on the table and burying her face in them as she heaves out shuddering sobs that wreck her entire body. It hurts. It hurts to see this so fucking much. I don't ask the question again. Eventually, she manages to calm down enough to look back up at me. Her gentle silver eyes are marred by red lines and mascara's track marks. She hiccups as she tries to speak. I didn't have a choice. My expression of neutrality doesn't change as I study her face. As she wipes at her eyes with her sleeves, continue. Your sleeves are just covered in mascara. And what are you doing? Use your hands at the minimum. Ugh! Fuck! You're smarter than this, Olivia. Man, I got some people posting me some shit. I have got sick moves, like a granny on narrow stairs. The jacket is talking to me like that scene with the Green Goblin. I think you should get a jacket that has an ego score you can deal with, buddy. That's from D&D. And 3.5, that thing's called egos. I don't know if ego scores were a thing in AD&D before. Not a topic I looked too much into. I fucked up. I knew I shouldn't have done it. Hey, that doesn't answer my question. My voice comes out again, laced with the tiniest hint of stern frustration. But why? She digs her claws into the table. Another slob slipping on its way out as she stares at me. I didn't expect you. At that, my eyes widen slightly. What, me? She shakily nods. When I first talked to you, I thought you were just some asshole. Some out-of-state punk who didn't care about anything or anyone but himself. I felt my eye tag at my chest painfully. She wasn't wrong. Sure, you didn't care about my wheelchair. But I thought that was because you didn't care about anything. Then, Yadakon's class. After that, you started... support. For fuck's sake! Goddamn. Listen, I get it. The Central Morality is supporting people. I'm kind of sick and tired of it, okay? I'm kind of sick and tired of people just using the words and saying the thing. And, like, it's not Dora. You're not writing Dora. You're allowed to have people say things in their own way or just leave the moral as an ambiguous concept. You don't have to use the fucking words every single fucking time. Oh. Damn. Making me feel better about myself. Making me feel like I wasn't just little Miss Cripple. And then I went and I did a... She looks away, planting a hand over her muzzle and wrenching her eyes shut. Another stifled sob. Takes a hand off and continues speaking, but those eyes ain't opening. Some stupid, selfish, idiotic part of me wanted to push you away. That was the part of me that did it. I was hoping you'd figure it out. When you did, you'd hate me! And everything would go back to normal. And the party happened, and I realized how fucking stupid I was! I don't want that anymore, but it's too late. It's too late. How ain't you? My voice whips her eyes open towards me. She takes in my expression. Pain. You know, you're a man who's been stabbed in his life, I presume. So that says something. When men have emotions, they matter. When women have emotions, they just gotta calm down, you know. Oof, that is such an asshole anon thing to say. You know he would. He's only with Fang because he can't process the concept. Or something, I don't fucking know. I hate that you did this. That sets her off again as she buries her face back into her arms and unleashes a mournful way that threatens me with tears of my own. Olivia, you were right. You were right anyway. She peeks up at me from her arms, rivulets of tears. Fucking rivulets. I get it. The plumbing is leaky. I was an asshole. I still am an asshole. The things I done, I didn't come to Volk out there at lost because I wanted to, Olivia. I was sent here. You've seen bits and pieces of how angry I can get. That's one of the many causes. But I'm trying to get better. I want to be better, and it hurt me when I thought it was you that would have done it. Because it would have taken everything from me. I would have been fucked, done for, gone. Her breath hitches, but I continue. But remember what I said at the party? Let's figure it out together, okay? Or did she say, oh, no. Like, again, fucking, I nod. Giving her my best, do my best to give her a gentle smile, which fades as soon as I speak again. You're fucked up. There's no way to say that gently. Why not say that? Why not there's no way to gently say that? Really bad. If I hadn't caught it, I didn't even want to think about it. The accusations that would have been levied against me. This violent freak forced this fucking girl in a wheelchair to make out for him. You heard not a hiccup from Olivia. No! I want him angry! Get mad! You're a mad asshole! Be a mad asshole! Fuck me up! Goddamn! I don't want a nice guy right now, okay? This is the moment where his character flaw screams and makes me feel so, yeah. Drama, crisis, character development. I hear another hiccup from Olivia, and I look back at her. She looks angry. Not at me, at herself. That's something I'm faintly familiar with. I would have gotten away with it just like that, too. Just like fucking Ben. Oh, we're not doing it. Fuck you, writer. Come on. He's an angry asshole. Shouldn't he lose control? Are we doing this already? Because if we're doing it, then why the hell are there 25 chapters? This feels to me like the center point of this guy. Or there's a deeper problem we have to establish later down the line. I don't fucking know. But come on! At least give me the idea that he's... What the hell is this? First game removed from Nintendo Switch Online. What the hell? Looking through the source code of Command & Conquer VIA games to release some fun stuff in the comments. Hack alert! This unused string here is to stop Watcom from crashing. There is some magic text heap length that causes a crash before the code executes. This dummy string changes the text heap length to stop the crash. Who knows why, but it works. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I love shit like that. At this point, I don't give a damn about how good this way is. I'm doing it anyway. Our RNG is basically shit. Horrible non-random at the start of the sequence. Get a few values of random to get rid of the dreck. There's no mathematical basis for this, but empirically it helps a lot. For int poo equals 0, semicolon. Poo is less than silly. Oh, it's an unsigned int? Ugh, I don't want to hear about those. Those are nasty. Ignore the result. I noticed that the Tiberium tiles are scragging in multiplayer mode. Scragging is a tile of random colored pixel. Yeah, but every time I would scroll to the bottom, and there was some Tiberium on the field. I would also just scroll. Man, I love this shit. I love shit like this. I love it when developers have the most esoteric problems with their fucking software because computers are just a heap of magic and we're pretending it's normal. Load-bearing coconut. Oh yeah, the fucking wizards are not immoral. I love that one. Some advantage to civilian or mutant villages so that they don't likely be destroyed in a multiplayer game. Maybe they plant Tiberium. Tiberium should spill from a destroyed harvester. Multiplayer map should have more than one entrance into the likely starting areas for the players. This is needed to make complete blocking of access space very Man, I know very little about Tiberium Sun. I know that I tried to cheat once, and I somehow didn't do it. I had a really easy cheat method, and it just... even then, I couldn't figure it out, because I'm just that stupid. Hey, we're reading a chapter. We're almost halfway through. Chapter's going by pretty quick. Oh, we're not a quarter in, actually. I lean forward and clasp my hands together. He puts his hands together! I asked him about that, you know. He didn't go into detail, you know. You tell me, what happened with Ben? She digs her claws into the table again. Scratching shavings out angrily, she spits his name out. Hey, I'm the one with the anger problem here, bitch. I'm the one that's gonna carve this table up. And he takes out a switchblade and just starts carving like, I'm gonna win this one. You ain't out carving me. They used to call me the Ripper, the Slicer, the Harvester of Organs. You killed people? Nah, I was a surgeon. You don't want to know how the hell a guy like me becomes a surgeon in a place. But I assure you, I didn't kill nobody intentionally. Ben, he's the one that did this to me. Turn me into the sad fucking little monster I am. No, you turned into this monster because you were a sad sack. And you refused to own up to the fact that you have more agency than you do. CNC generals and... I remember generals. Do I remember generals? Or am I... Hold up, we're going to Wikipedia for this. I might be thinking of a different one. The Generals series. Yeah, oh no, yeah, 0 Hours is a Generals game. That's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, I remember Generals. I like Generals. You know what I just fucking love, right? That Tiberium ended, and I never knew about it, and it's like, it turns out that the guy who ran the Nod guy, he was an alien! And he was right about everything all along, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking gusto for landing that one. Hey, go for it, buddy. I kind of like the idea, because usually it's like, no, he's a scam artist. He's a cult guy, but no. Turns out he was 100% legitimate. Man, the aggravated reviews. What is this? Who the fuck sorted this list? I remember Yours Revenge, though. Red Alert 2. That's the one that I remember the most. I remember all the fucking CDs. There's so many fucking CDs. You have no idea how many Every time I wanted to install there, I was like, this many CDs, and there's the code. You gotta enter the code. You have to enter multiple codes. Ugh. It's fucking great, though. There's a remastered collection? What's in there? The first 2 titles. Ah! Was a cool series, though. It taught me that if I want to escape capitalism, I must go to space. That's the one thing I remember from that game. It's important. They have little astronauts and little jetpacks. And you can use a magnetron to lift things up and then drop them back down. Oh, I love the slave harvester that Yuri used. I think one of the guys barks just like, "We need more!" And I love that one. He sounded so nasty. I'm behind on quota. You said you were friends a long time ago. She nods bitterly. How do you nod bitterly? I don't even remember how we became friends, though. But we were around each other a lot in my last year of high school. He didn't care I was in the chair. Didn't treat me any different. He was cool. Was. I gently lower my chin onto my fist, listening to her. Your freshman year, he changed. He was only on the student council as a secretary. And it was back during the first year's arts show. I worked all fucking summer on it. I like that, again, this contest takes place. You have to enter in the first fucking week of the year. So if you're a freshman, right, you have to know this contest is there before you show up, which I guess is like, the idea is if you care enough to make the, if you care enough to know about the contest, you just, that landscape you went crazy for, dreamscape. Oh, hell yeah, this guy knows that's how you do that. Nice. She almost gags the name out. Ben started advertising himself as my friend. Like he was such a big man for being friends with the girl in the wheelchair. Fuck, even his friends started doing it. To his credit, he admitted he was doing it too. He spouted some bullshit about being down on his luck. Fuck him. But even a week later, suddenly everyone was kissing my ass. And I was eating it up because I was starved for attention. I was thrilled. I was going to win. Then Damien showed me an article in the newsletter written by fucking Ben. Listen, I don't want to know if you fucked Ben, but can you stop about your sex life? Oh, hi, Mark. Half of it was just some bullshit about the other submissions, and the other half was nothing but that talented poor girl in a wheelchair. All praise about how determined I was. Sir fucking Prize. Oh wait, no, it's surprise, Sir fucking Prize. My peace wins. Felt so fucking hollow. All my effort over the summer shat on by this fucking thing. I don't know if fucking is where she will put the emphasis. She slams her fist into a wheelchair's armrest and looks up at me. She furrows her brow, lips curling up angrily. And the worst fucking part, he thought I was going to thank him. He after he used me like a fucking stepladder. I told him to fuck off, and he just looked at me like I was from another planet. And then what did he say? Oh, I'll never forgive him. I swear. This is your only chance of succeeding out there. I just wanted to give up. I took it all. The money, the exposure, his fucking safety net. Just took it. Because he's right, and I hate it. I really, really, really fucking hate it. She brings her sleeves up to her eyes and wipes them again. At this point, your sleeves are like 90% mascara. After that, I just shut everything out. Everything and everyone. Even my own family. It's all his fucking fault. Isn't the only family you have your dad? Because like you always go like, oh, the pains and I'm a family. She looks up at me, silent now, studying my face. She furrows her brow, my unnatural poker face. Well? Well, what? That's it. That's the truth. I just want to graduate and get away from you. Away from him. He ruined my life. Because of him, I'm not Olivia. I'm Olivia, the sad, poor cripple. Forever and ever. Oh, that's bullshit, Olivia. What he did was fucking stupid. Hey, it wasn't hateful. It was just stupid. It was fucking stupid. Gross. you know, a little dumb-tarded. But he didn't make you do what he did to me. But he didn't make you do what you did to me. Oh, sorry. So, what? I'm the reason my life's so fucking shitty? What are you playing at, D? You can't use the fact that Ben had some fucked up little plans as an excuse for the shit you pulled. You claim. You said that, claiming to be this independent girl that was nothing more than to just be a girl in a little fucking wheelchair. But you're sitting there, wallowing in your own despair. You heard yourself? Calling yourself the poor, sad cripple. Drowning yourself in the miserable reality you paint a fucking gorgeous reflection of the world around us. Boo-hoo! You said it yourself. You swapped the submission. Even if it was some shitty part of you that didn't want to feel anymore, it was still fucking you. You gotta take responsibility for your actions, Olivia. That's a lesson I had to learn the hard way. It's hard, but you gotta. God, that was rough. No, that's your natural state. Olivia turns to a shock turns to a glow and she hisses at me quietly. Fuck you. She's mad, heartbroken, but there's something else behind it. Trust. Fuck you. You're right. I know all that already. I'm the first person that told me this. You out again? How am I supposed to do this? Yeah. I guess we'll have to figure it out together. Any ideas? I don't know. I guess we could start by you telling the Attican how you feel. Then we can move on to the others if you're up to it. To be honest, I just kind of want to forget this ever happened. I got it early and they have no idea who it is, but even still, I want you to keep trying, okay? She turns towards me, staring for a brief moment before she suddenly leans forward, wrapping her arms around me and drawing me into a tight hug. I'm a little shocked, but my body moves on autopilot and reciprocates, squeezing her tight. It's a short hug, one that, quite frankly, I don't want to be so short. We have to pull away regardless as she smiles at me. I'll keep trying, D. I'll keep trying, D. I return a smile and lean back, resting in my chair. Her eyes suddenly go wide. Oh, hey, I brought someone for you to meet. Why isn't there a Guts theme? You have all these songs. You don't have a Guts theme. Actually, I should have been playing this the whole time. This one. Damn! Why did I forget the fucking song for this? I mean, this moment doesn't carry that same timbre. Because in that one, she just falls apart, right? She just, in the rain, on the ground, clinging to Inko, and it's just this depressing moment where everything falls to pieces. Invaded by dark spirit forlorn. Listen, Olivia, I don't know how to tell you this. I grabbed her by the arms and looked her dead in the eyes. I didn't know how I could tell someone about this, but it's the kind of stuff you just know that at some point in your life, you gotta tell the person you love the most. We're being invaded by Kirk, the dark spirit. And, I take out a weapon. It's a simple heavy crossbow, but well upgraded. Perfect for someone with stats like hers. I hand it over, together with enough heavy bolts to really make it sting. Listen, I know, but I need you, okay? Will you be my backup? I just need someone to pelt him in the back and get his attention. I've been trying to fight this guy for 10 years, Olivia. 10 years I've tried to put Kirk in the ground. But he always gets the better of me. I think, Olivia, I can block that little roll of his with my shield, but he always throws me off, Olivia. Every single time. I get so close, but I never win, Olivia. This man is the reason that I never won. I could have made it. I could have made it to the Gator Dragon. But it was always just a little too smart for me. You do know you can skip that part of the depths, right? I thought you needed the master key for that part. I don't even know anymore. It's been a while. God damn it, you mean to tell me that I've been sitting here for 20 years in my own pity for nothing? Damn, and I thought you were sad. Got you now, dear. What? Olivia, I got one thing to ask you. May I please use your wheelchair as a weapon to make some heat moves? Oh. 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 Hold up, someone linked that fucking archive. Why are they linking the Internet Archive for this? Saturday Night Big Cock Salary Man. Somehow with less penises than this whole thing. Let's give it a read. Now is the time. Now is the time. You are a coward for thinking there was ever another time of the week where this should happen. I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean, serious honkas. A real set of badonkas. Packing some doban honkaroos. Massive do honka bunkaloos. A big old honka kalugas. God, that... No one will ever outdo Pro CD on that front. But you know, a wheelchair is a good weapon for some good heat moves. You got one at least. I brought something for you to make. I cock an eyebrow and she reaches to a hoodie pocket and pulls out a fucking rat, which peers up at me from her hand and belts out a little yawn. He clenches his fist in anger and I feel my heart squeeze down into nothing but a size of a penny. Sorry, he likes to use that move. Stop it, Guts. Now's not the time for Kalina. Oh, well, that's Guts then, eh? You brought him to school? She lifts him to his shoulder, nodding. Yeah, I knew today was going to be rough, and he just, helps me. It's not the first time I brought him, even when you were here. She scratches him under his chin, and I penis my head to this. Oh, sorry. We're not cocking eyebrows. Fair enough. Oh, can't believe I never noticed. She giggles. Yadika did once. Just warned me not to let him run around school, otherwise it'd be a health hazard. Suddenly, the end of the lunch bell rings out, shocking us out of a little stupor. Shit. I look back down at her. Yeah, I guess a good talk, right? Yeah, good talk. Let's get out of here before the librarian comes back. They stand up, bringing the chair back to its appropriate location. I think, I give them some shit for oh man, why are you doing this so after the... But the reason is simple. If you really dig down into it, the demo 4 chapters set up a really weak story when you think about it. I want you to remember that, the original Snoot game, first chapter is... Everyone hates the living shit out of Fang. And here it's oh, I guess Olivia is a little withdrawn, but she's so cute and it's so perfect. And they're like, no, we're shooting this shit in the foot and we're going for it. They had a lot of catching up to do dramatically speaking. They had this big worm sequence without any real payoff for it. It's payoff without a setup. I peered down at a humming. I guess we could play hooky. Oh, wait. I stand back up, bringing the chair back to its appropriate location. Olivia's looking at me with trepidation as she speaks again. I don't think I can go to my next class. I don't feel great. I guess we could play hooky, but you know what? My next class with the Attica again, photography. I'll take it that. Oh, get it. She smiles, nodding. She moves the wheel herself, but I stay behind and grab the handles of a chair, stopping her. She cranes her neck straight up and looks at me with confusion. Hey, that's cute. Let me do it. Oh, that cry must have tucked you out, right? Chauvinist bastard, you were crying and all you got for it was a new dad. My actual problem with this, right, is the original sequence, Olivia is probably fucking freezing because she's a cold-blooded creature. The reason Inko pushes her is because she's probably on the verge of dying. They're in the library. It's warm. She huffs, looking away and blushing. Why did you change the scene at all? Nothing was gained. In truth. Fine, just for today. Yeah, that girl. People shoot us looks as we pass by. I can't blame him. A guy like me pushing a girl in a wheelchair around, I'd stare too. Olivia keeps craning her neck back and looking at me like she's afraid I'm gonna disappear forever. I think I might have been the one who go a little red that time. Yeah, I kind of only looks at us in minor confusion as I wheel Olivia in, but I give him the look and I think he gets it. He doesn't stop her as I let go of her handles as she wheels herself into the back room anyway. Thankfully, not everyone is in class had filtered in yet, but Ben was here. Neither of us pay him any mind, though. Class starts like usual. I do my best to pay attention to his classes, but man, I'm kind of out of my funk after that, too. A good funk, but a funk nonetheless. Before the bell rings, though, Yadakan returns the look to me, and I know damn well what that means. Again, this scene works better when she's fucking soaked, so that Yadakan is like, why is she so just utterly soaked? Why were you outside so long, my man? Like, you're fucking up the intended flow for no reason. For what? Because he doesn't want to buy an umbrella? You do know, right? You do know that the umbrella is supposed to be the metaphorical support that Inko is providing to Olivia in that moment, right? She is out in the rain in one of her depressive stupors, and Inko is the light in the darkness, as they say. And you're not doing that. You're not playing with that idea. You're just going, I don't know, library, I guess. There's a visual language at play. And you killed it. For what? Nothing? Just to be different? You bingus. Oh, but it doesn't suit the character. Well, it doesn't suit the fucking narrative either. Sure enough, when everyone's gone, he closes the door and locks it, leaving us alone. He turns to me with a cocked eye. There we go. The penises are back. Well? I shove my hands in my pocket. You can come out now, Olivia. She does so, opening the door and wheeling out. He looks back at me. I would like to know why you use my classroom as a sanctuary. I shoot aside at Olivia. She shoots one back at me. She stares up at him glumly. I was having a bad day. Guts looks up at the Yadakan from a lip, and he reaches down and gives him a little chin scratch. If he's here, I assume as much. He withdraws, sitting on a desk, gesturing for her to continue. She doesn't say anything, but he shifts his hand to me. I drew the inside of my cheek as I look between the Yadakan's expected leer and Olivia's pleading eyes. I was clear in the air. Of course. Olivia sighs. Can I tell you some other time? Absolutely. Whatever's going on, it looks like you did just fine bouncing back either way. Yeah, sure, buddy. What's it about your work again? Yeah. He rolls his eyes with a smile, standing up and focusing his gaze on me as he jabs his thumb at her. Oh, this girl. You know, the work she's so concerned about is the reason my grading curve is an upper limit. I penis my eyebrow. You for real? For real. Who would think? The student's working too hard. Fully on them. I sure didn't until 4 years ago when this green little devil came rolled. Shouldn't it be 3 years ago? High school was 4 years, buddy. 4 years ago, she was in middle school. Half a semester, and more than a few angry calls from parents, and I have no choice. Also, if it's through the semester, shouldn't it be like 3 years ago by definition of it being in the future from this, and like it's on? Clacks his feet apart, theatrically gestures at Olivia, his voice taking a tone akin to an old-timey radio host. Young lady, simply does too damn much. That much better, huh? He leans his weight onto one foot, planting his hands on his hips. Well, not entirely. I don't grade by technique. She was very, very good, even then. But the main thing I admire is motivation. I still haven't met someone so enthused to paint in years. Certainly not someone so enthused that I had to change the rules or something like that. You were worried it would stop me. Was I? Certainly sounds like me, didn't it, though? Didn't, though, did it? No, not at all. Heck, that year you got even me to see things differently. I don't think I did anything like that. You did when you came into the class before Mother's Day. Take a look at this. He produces a special quill pen, handing it to me. I take it gingerly, running the finger along the feather. Damn, that's soft. A special pen? It's actually from my wife. My eyes widen and I bring it closer to my face. I would put it further away from my face. That thing's full of corpse energy. Inspecting the finer detail. Faded engravings to the point. Worn but lovingly maintained. Yeah, that's a pretty good pen. Old but gold. But brass, I guess. Look back up at the attic as I continue talking. She came in that afternoon with a big old stack of crumpled painting drafts, completely beside herself that she couldn't get it perfect. She absolutely was determined, though. I said to her, if none of these would be great, any of these would be great. Your aunt would love any of these. And you know what she said? It's not good enough for me. Why would it be good enough for someone I love? And I did not have an answer. I peer around and at Olivia, who looks embarrassed, and then I peer back up at him. Don't peer so much. Every time I see that word, I think of pears. Damn, that's deep. I had to tell her to take a step back. We work on the fundamentals for a few hours, and I send her home to try and get through it over the weekend. Come Monday, she comes barreling in here and hugs me first thing. That Friday night, though, I couldn't get what she said out of my mind. I talked about it all night with my wife, and that morning, I decided to make a change for myself. My wife was molting at the time, so there was always a new feather or three in our blankets each morning. I took the biggest one, preserved it right, and got a bit of help to turn it into a real pen. And I've used it ever since. He takes it back from me carefully, holding it up like King Arthur's sword. It helps me remember to do my job right for the people I care about, and for the people my students care about. It's that childlike reasoning that comes so naturally to the youth. That reasoning. It makes a type of innocent, earnest dedication. Something I thought I'd lost for a good long while. I mean, you have cancer, buddy. Takes a lot out of you. To be fair, they can just not cock their fucking eyebrows! Okay? You don't need to write the fucking stage directions for your characters. You can raise an eyebrow. You can eye with suspicion. I don't know, but like, this doesn't fucking matter, right? This is stage direction. It is not part of your emotional core. It doesn't fucking matter. Stop it. You are adding words to pad out your page count. Nothing else. It doesn't matter. No one cares. Okay? If everyone is cocking their fucking eyebrows, the only thing you get is that I point out that you're cocking everyone's fucking eyebrows. And it's fucking DreamWorks all over again. Oh. Read an actual book and note how little they actually do stuff like this. You know? Did you just tell? Yes, I just told people to read a fucking book. Which is a lot to ask from fanfiction writers who have this insular grammatical system because they don't read anything outside of the one thing they like. And again, it's a visual novel, so you're getting really skewed perspective on how writing should work. And on top of that, modern people, they mostly know movies and YouTube videos and TikToks, so they are familiar with the visual language being this core component of the presentation. And they confuse that the reason that's visual is you're watching a fucking video. If you're listening to music, the music fucking matters. If you're writing something, what matters is plot, themes, characters. And you might notice that none of those are someone cocking their fucking eyebrow. They start writing stage directions. And here's the thing. Let me tell you something. Let me take you deep into the Safi zone. You want to know why I call it stage directions? Because I know a guy, and he says I look at scripts from time to time, right? When you hand over a script to actors on a stage in a theater, if you write down, this is where he does this, you are writing stage directions. And he said, you don't do that. You don't do that because, one, your actor knows better. Your actor knows fucking better because they're the fucking actor. Or you let the director sort it out. You, the writer, don't decide that. If it's an important gesture for the purposes of the scene, you include it because you have to. And sometimes you include directions like this in order to break up the fact that these characters are endlessly talking. You might have lost track of who's who, or maybe it's breaking up the sequence. You know, flow, breathing, pacing of the writing if someone is just in it. But you don't write the shit out. When I could probably look for that script I have, right? There, I have a script for like a school play, and it is very minimal on what you're supposed to do. It will tell you your cues, it will tell you where to be, but it doesn't really give a shit. You are expected to bring that yourself, because it goes without saying that if someone is crying, their eyes are shut, they're shuddering, there may be, you know, you can emphasize that to bring out the emotion to the reader. But cocking a fucking eyebrow all the damn time, you're diluting the action, it doesn't actually matter, and I suffer semantic satiation, and I hate that, and I will call you out. It's just that simple. Or as I always like to say it, thanks, I hate it. Olivia twiddles her thumbs, muttering, "Don't give me so much credit." He leans forward, penising his eyebrow up as he put his fists in his hips. Also, hold up. Rooster. You can also use perk up. I get that that's like the shorthand for things, but again, at that point, like, what are you doing? You know, hold up. Let me take it. Let's go back into the Safi zone for a minute. Do you want to know how you can? You want to know how you can make clear that someone is suspicious of something? Instead of writing my eyebrow goes up, we're in your fucking head, D. We are literally, Dorian. We are in your mind, in your thoughts. We are reading your thoughts. Your eyebrow moving is irrelevant. Why? What is happening in your brain at that moment? You don't say my eyebrow cocks. You're like, what's up with that? Why are you doing that? I can't believe what I just did. I lean in, scrutinizing, instead of eyebrows getting cocked. You give me the fucking character and their emotions and their thoughts because we're in this fucking perspective, in this first-person perspective, so we can get those fucking thoughts. Why aren't you doing this? Why do so many people get this so fucking wrong? It's like they don't think. They don't want to think. Safi, you've been writing for over a day. No! I will get mad. I will become a teacher, and my entire job will be yelling at people who don't get this. And I'll live it up. I'll relish it. I'll take a little bottle of salt to work every day, and I'll sprinkle it on top, just so that they know that I'm here to make their lives hell, so they don't salt their dishes too much, and they don't undersalt it either. I will teach them what both taste like, until the only thing they can think about is the exact right amount. Their tongues will scream at the mere thought of doing it wrong. And then, of course, I hit them, because I like to teach classically. God damn, Safi, that went someplace. It did, but I'm so angry, okay? Like I said, I hate semantic satiation, and normally I'm willing to shrug this stuff, but it keeps happening. You did it with the furrowing. You kind of went somewhere new. The problem is, every time I see it, I think about dicks, because it shows up so much that the semantic satiation looks for the alternative meanings of the word. Ugh. It's not a common verb. And I'm just angry. You haven't lost it, have you? She glances up at him, smiling but saying nothing. He smiles back at her, leaning back with a nod. Okay, so like, let me take you back. What I mean, yeah, man, wouldn't it be fucking great if D had some repressed fucking anger of his own instead of just being like, oh, I'm okay with this. I'm repressed anger. I literally go to a fight club, but I'm okay. I guess I get one big scream. So you see this, right? You want to know what a good writer does with a line like this, where this moment is emotionally resonant? It is a moment where he's like, I see in you that youthful inspiration, and she realizes something about herself. She has that moment in her brain, and it shouldn't be. He smiles back at her, leaning back with a nod. If only because you used back twice in the same fucking sentence like that. Like, don't do that. That looks dumb. But more importantly, what you want to put there is, what does fucking D think? Shouldn't he be like, he gives her a smile, and I suddenly realize that, what does he realize? What does he think? How does he feel? Does she look up at him expectantly or hopefully? Or does she suddenly realize something about herself? Nothing. We just get stage directions, and I don't fucking care. I will put your head in the fucking sink and drown you until you tell me what the hell D actually thinks about any of this. This is your emotionally resonant moment. What did they think? I don't know. Tell, don't show, I guess. Don't have a character have emotions and opinions. Don't have them have wrong opinions. I don't know. I'm getting angry in an irrational way. But luckily, we're almost done with this chapter. And I'm going to stop because, fuck, not good. Don't go lose it for me, okay? She nods. Everyone is nodding and smiling. Looks back over at me and yawns, stretching every limb from his legs and his wings out. Scratches at his chin. Glances between the two of us. You alright to go back to your next class now? Yeah, I'm ready. We should do this again sometime. He ushers us out. Again, usher, why are you using this extremely specific verb? Why doesn't he shoo you out of class, or rush you out of class, or push you out of class? Right as the late bell rings out, handing us a note he'd rapidly scrawled on. Brockling was looking a little prickly when we walked in late, but it was quickly diffused with the toddy note. I slump into my seat ready to face the tribulations of history, but Olivia and I's eyes meet and she smiles. That's... Whoa, holy shit, using it unironically, are we? Smiling that smile. One that spoke many words to me, and yet words I couldn't comprehend. Yeah, because you have no emotional depth. All I could do was try to match it. Why? Like, why would you try to match... If I'm talking to someone, right? If my waiter comes to my table and hands me my food and says, bon appetit, I don't say, you too, you dumb asshole. His emotional lack of depth isn't a character flaw. It's not a thing that matters to the story. It's just he's just fucking stupid and has nothing to say. That returns to the nightmarish lecture we were facing. I didn't get an acre. Why not? Nick cravings have nothing to do with your mind, man. That's chemical. You don't cheat your way out of that one. And I'm gonna punch my desk a couple of times and get mad. Like that he didn't deliberate true, was proactive about it. Yeah, the proactive part didn't really matter in the end. It didn't do anything that I care to note. The next one is a usual big chapter, so we're saving that for later. Hey, I said I want some chapter variety, and here we go. This is so fucking much, though. Damn. You know what? I'm done. I'm donezo kabunzo. Oh. So crock full of shit. What's the point? I think we need one of those popular read-along blogs to tackle the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in the same way that's been done for Dracula or Moby Dick. The number of folks around here seem to be under the impression that reading a queer subtext into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is a subversion rather than being straightforwardly material to the plot is frankly embarrassing. I thought Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was about the fact that we all have a desire to find an excuse to be different in society, which I guess you could add a queer reading too, because it is about, you know, a brief refresher for folks asking for what queer subtext. Though this element is often dropped into modern adaptations owing to the audience familiarity in the original book, the fact that Jekyll and Hyde are the same person is framed as a twist. The front half of the novel concerns a friend of Jekyll's named Gabriel Utterson, investigating the nature of the relationship between Jekyll and Hyde and trying to figure out why Jekyll appears to be protecting Hyde. Though Utterson seems to have arrived at the conclusion early on, this conclusion is disclosed neither to other characters, not the reader. Later, once the cat's out of the bag, it is explained that the original motivation behind Jekyll's scientific research was not to create a transformative serum, but to purge himself of a certain flaw in his character, the nature of which cannot be described. It is this. Oh yeah, that's what I talked about. That's what I kind of meant. No, that's not what I meant, but it's related. It's additionally alluded to that a character flaw that led himself to commit a series of shameful indiscretions in his youth, the nature of which is not further elaborated upon. Questions for further discussion. Prior to the big review, what does a reading between the lines suggest Utterson thinks is going on between Jekyll and Hyde, and why is he so reluctant to disclose this belief? What is the significance of the fact that the nature of the character flaw which Jekyll sought to rid himself of is never specified, nor the particulars of the shameful acts that led him to commit? Why are there so many older unmarried men, including both Utterson and Jekyll himself, kicking around in the story anyway? So that's probably just the product of the times. Women didn't do much back then. And them being married is like, yeah, your life's done at that point. You made babies, you're done. Go to hell. You're done. Remember in this English college course, and someone who genuinely managed to go in unspoiled, which is kind of incredible to me, and the rest of our group who have been spoiled in 100 different ways. Naturally, her assumption was that Mr. Hyde was Dr. Jekyll's lover. I know, right? You're going into it unspoiled. Utterson's unspoken suspicion that Hyde is Jekyll's kept boy isn't even something you need to squint to see. That's interesting, that something gets so polluted by future alterations. Anyway, like I said, we're not doing another chapter. I got really angry about relatively minor details in someone's passion project, and we all know that when that starts happening, we might as well not continue. Besides, we've been at this for like an hour. It's not even that much. We could do this entire other chapter. What even is this next chapter, anyway? In the original one, it is Mia bullying, then this, and then the arcade, right? Yeah, we're doing Buster O Nuts, aren't we? The Crown Champ of Old Caldera. I do like the idea that, again, we have a main character who can't actually play fucking video games. Anyway, let's look up how many eyebrows get cocked this time. Let's go through it. We got one cocked eyebrow, another cocked eyebrow. Jesus, Olivia is cocking that eyebrow, huh? She's giving it a workout. We have Olivia cocking her eyebrow again. Then D cocks an eyebrow. We're at 5. D cocks an eyebrow. D cocks an eyebrow. He cocks an eyebrow. I don't know who. Maybe it's Buster O'Nuts. Then D cocks an eyebrow. Olivia cocks an eyebrow. D cocks an eyebrow again. 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 These two are so close together you can see them in the same page, on the same page view. Great. Oh, actually, there was a previous one where they were really close together. But that was a brow cocking and a head cocking, so I'm not counting that one. Buster cocks an eyebrow. Oh no, he cocks his head back. People can tilt their head, you know. And then Olivia cocks her head back. Then Olivia cocks her eyebrow again. Then she cocks another eyebrow. Mind you, the exact same sentence structure, so that if you use Control F and you jump between the two, it's the exact same starting sentence. Wow. Then D cocks an eyebrow again. She cocks an eyebrow again. She cocks her eyebrow again 3 sentences later, because we can't forget that eyebrow is motherfucking up there. And then one more eyebrow gets crocked before her smirk rises to a grin. Bam! My head explodes. Because I know what to tell you. But I don't think a smug or a grin are things that are raised between, as if one is smaller than the... a grin is small broadly. Safi, that's on you. I thought a grin was like a specific kind of smile. I thought it was a specific kind of smile, but apparently it is just a generic kind of smile. How weird. I thought a grin was like, you know, kind of a... kind of sneaky, kind of mean. You know, like a smirk. But with a bit more face in it. But we get a lot of cocked eyebrows. I will remind you that a big other problem that I feel this writing has is it really doesn't start sentences with a lot of dynamicism. Like, if it's not a quote, it usually starts with a proper noun or a pronoun. And that's just, I don't know, man. It's what happens. It happens for a reason. And I mentioned this before. This guy does not fucking like having quotes on the same line as descriptive text. And it results in, like, yes, you end up with pronouns and proper nouns because you keep having to establish who's talking. If he didn't do that, I think he could do a lot more variety. He could get away with a lot more. He could restructure his text to work a little bit differently, but I don't know. Small thing, but it's like, you know, I'm already in complain mode. We might as well keep going. Then we get another bloody knuckle interlude. Which at this point feels weird. The character has already established himself as... It feels more gratuitous, but hey, you know, I said it before. You're writing fan fiction. You might as well jerk yourself off a little bit every once in a while. Even if how you're jerking it is in a hospital. Apparently our guy's such a big man that he has deep wounds, and he's like, no sedatives. No, I don't give a shit. Just give me something to bite down. Did you know that, like, the big problem with the reason they give you something to bite down on is because otherwise you'd bite your fucking tongue off from the pain? That's why they give you something to bite on, so that you don't fucking lose your tongue like a dingus. Which should tell you something about how fucking sturdy those people were. After Interlude 4, though, it's a while. Like, Chapter 11 is Interlude 4, and Chapter 21 is Interlude 5. So after this, as I mentioned, a lot of anger goes out the window, which is interesting, because the first few interludes were like alternating chapters. Although 3 wasn't even a fight. It's called that way. I don't even know why. I think the author's just terrified of making shorter chapters, and they make excuses. Like, it's an interlude. It's like, no, it's just a fucking chapter that's a bit shorter than the rest. But I already did my word count analysis on a proper book. Anyway. Feel free to ignore the advice from a guy who is not a published writer. Doesn't make his money this way. You know what they say. If he doesn't make money, he's not the real deal. Or something, I don't fucking know. I'm also tired, and this wreaks havoc on my throat. We might do more tomorrow. We might not. I might just say no and take time for myself. Relax, kick up my little feeties. I got other stuff that he's taking care of. I'm not even going to say about it, but I'm never going to say about it, but we have no viewers. No one cared. No one showed up. That's how you know I got the good advice. I got the rock solid one. That was for the recording. This one's for you. I don't know what the timing is. I don't know. If I click stop now, it's just done or not. But I'm going to tell you when I click stop. And if that doesn't show up in the stream, you know, that's...